Hey, this is Terry with West Tennessee K9. I just want to shoot a little video here with puppies. I have a little Doberman puppy here, bucking like a bronco. And I do a 3-day puppy class, and it gets the puppy calmed down. As you can see, puppy's crazy. Okay. And the question I get all the time is, how soon can you start puppy training? I start them really young. So what I'm going to do on this video today is show you how to get a puppy this young and rambunctious used to a prong collar. You know, it's important not to hurt them, so it takes a little bit of work. So check it out and let me know what you think. All right, so what I'm using here is a Herm Springer, and this is a, what size is this? This is the smallest one they make. So it just says small. There's a size to it, but it's not on here. So you can see puppy biting. So we're gonna fix all that. Sometimes getting this collar on is the hard part. I always show you know, kind of calm dogs. I'm gonna show you how to deal with a rambunctious puppy. So first I'm gonna size it while holding the dog. You can tie the dog to something if you'd like. It's gonna help you out. So took 2 off. Let's see where we're at. That's pretty good. All right, so I want a good fit. Well, the puppies are going a little bit looser than I do with the bigger dogs. I don't know if you can see that. Go a little bit looser. Now, remember that you have the second hook back here. You want to clip your carabiner to. Or you want to clip your carabiner to. And clip it to their collar. Because of that. See how I just pulled that and it came off? With the prong collar on. I'm going to use about a 30-foot lead. I want to make sure I have enough to give him. He's a good example. This is. Let me back up. I want to make sure I give enough of this leash so I can give a good, slow, gentle correction. This is the typical puppy that I get. A rambunctious puppy, biting, mouthing, trying to chew the leash, trying to pull away from me, trying to get into everything. So here's a little trick. If he's chewing the leash, just pull it to the back of his mouth until he spits it out. Good. So that was a good little demonstration. So instead of pulling away from the dog, take the leash and pull it to the back of his mouth so it kind of gags him, and he'll quit biting that leash. That's how you go. All right, so I'm gonna hook it on here and we'll get rolling. All right, we're going to get rolling with getting an axle here acclimated to the prong collar. Now what I do is I always start off with a slip lead on him as well. That way if there's too much pressure on the prong collar, I can release the pressure on the prong collar and use a slip lead. The reason I do that is because some puppies are really sensitive and freak out when they feel that pressure on their neck. And that's the last thing we want them to do is freak out. We want them to, you know, ease into it. So this is how I do the acclimation to the prong collar. Alright, so what I want to kind of point out here with the introduction to the prong collar, notice the Dog didn't yipe, he didn't holler. Occasionally you'll get a dog, I call them squeakers, and like, "Arr, arr, arr." But if you have a dog fighting you and they're hollering, they're trying to bite the leash, then work on the slip lead for a while and just light pressure, just get them used to it. So what you see me do is let the dog go out. I give it a little light pressure, get it turned back toward me as I'm moving away, because you want to create movement. You don't want the dog just going around you. You want to create movement, so I'll back up and give it a little pressure. And get him turned toward me. What I want the puppy to understand is when you're close to me, there's no consequence. That's your safe place right next to me. Place 100% grace. Now the importance of getting the puppy used to the prong collar is that now you can correct with some consequence. So once you use the leash to get him used to the prong collar, then you can, when he goes to bite, you can correct. It's not a new thing. So all we're doing here is getting him used to the pressure. So another good point is pressure, then release. Pressure, then release. You just don't want to drag the dog. You want the dog to make a decision to come to you. Pressure's on the collar, you're pulling a little, the dog comes towards you, starts moving, and you release. Now, if you get a dog that just stops, you might have to give it a few little tugs to get that dog kind of moving, but always create movement. So you always move backwards or sideways or even toward the dog sometimes. So if I have a dog that's like not wanting to come to me with a prong collar, I'll just come and I'll walk past it and I'll pull the other way, and that way it's not a confrontational type of thing. All right, so I'm gonna show you one more time how he is working on the prong collar. It's perfectly okay to make squeaky noises, make kissy noises to get the dog coming towards you. So you want to encourage the dog. You can also use treats. You have a dog that's really food motivated, you can call them towards you, treat. They go off and call them towards you, treat. But the important thing I want you to remember is pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off. So after I get the dog acclimated to the prong collar, we start to work on going over things. So we use these cots down here and kind of give you an example of how we do that. Some dogs are really good with it quickly, some dogs take a little bit. So let's see where this guy is. Well, that last one, he gave me a little bit of resistance, but I turned it into a win. And he was not wanting to come off of there. He's like, I'm going to stay here. A little pressure. As soon as I saw him make a move to go forward, then I called him. When he came to me, I rewarded him. So that's kind of how I get dogs used to the prong collar, especially puppies. Just be gentle, be extremely gentle. The last thing you want to do is wound the dog or hurt the dog where it's, doesn't enjoy training. Now that he's gotten acclimated to the collar, I start to introduce a lot of treats. So all the stuff you just saw on place, I kind of see where the dog's at. I bring him up to place, give him a little pressure. If he completely avoids it, we move on. But if I can see that he's interested, I keep giving a little pressure, so he gets on, release pressure, let him smell around, then I move on to the next one. And having puppies go over things is an extremely good confidence building tool. But when I start formal place training here in just a little bit, I will use a lot of treats, a lot of rewards. So this is Terry with West Tennessee K9. I sure hope this helps.